Good morning, guys. I'm starting this vlog right away because plans changed and my husband actually ended up taking her to her MRI because when I woke up at 5 a.m. this morning to get ready, as soon as I opened my eye, I tore bits of my cornea. So I could barely keep my eye open and I knew that I wouldn't be able to drive if I can't keep my eye open, and I wasn't willing to risk it. So he ended up taking her to her MRI, and I was fully intending on staying awake to make sure that everything was going smoothly. But when I was doing the hot cold compresses, I guess the warmth of the heating pad just made me fall asleep, or the fact that it was like 5:30 in the morning, I have no idea. Good morning, sunshine. Good morning. Good. Oh. Yeah. You. Boo. Boo, boo, boo. She is being a chatty Cathy this morning. But when she gets like this, in about 10 seconds, that means she's gonna start screaming. I love you. Don't remember what I was saying in the last clip. Honestly, I had to stop and vent her. But, oh, yeah, so my husband ended up taking her to the MRI, and you guys, I honestly feel really bad for like missing stuff like this. And I don't know if it's because I'm like, when it comes to her medical stuff, I'm the one that primarily like takes care of her, you know, and my husband is the one that takes care of like the medical bills and calling the insurance companies and making sure that everything is flowing with her like equipment and stuff like that. You just want to talk today. Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. So I felt really bad. I feel extra responsible for the medical part of her side, and when I miss a procedure like as big as this, it really bothers me, just because I just feel so incredibly responsible for that portion. And it's so irrational because that's her dad. You know, her dad's gonna do whatever he needs to do to take care of her as well. He's gonna step in if I can't do it. Today, we're gonna read The Wonderful Things You Will Be. All of your tininess couldn't disguise a heart so enormous and wild and wise. That book was so emotional. I literally cried at the end, and I'm definitely not gonna include that part where I cried, like ugly cried, but I did cry. It was such a good book. Wow, yeah, I highly recommend that you read it to your child, whether they're neurotypical or not, but it just especially hit home for me because I don't know where Mia's life is going, and I don't know what she's gonna be, and I don't really care because she's gonna be awesome, and she's gonna make us proud no matter what. So now I'm gonna work on emptying her drawers from her old clothes. Miss Mia is napping here, and as you can see, the drawers are so overstuffed, and those are her clean clothes, and that is the bin that the old clothes or the small clothes are gonna go in, and those clothes are the dirty ones that need to go in there. So this room is once again a mess, but I am going to sort through these and then sort through the ones that are in there and just take out a lot of things that just don't fit her anymore. These are all the clothes from the top long drawer, not the two top drawers, like it's from this drawer right here. So I'm gonna sort through these first, and then I'm gonna empty her clean clothes basket and see well, all is too small from there. And also there's some clothes in here that will fit her, but we just don't use them, like these. Because when I lift them up, like they're great, but when I lift them up, they snag her buttons, so they just don't work well. Okay, this is 0 to 3, but it looks like 3 to 6, so I'm keeping that one. These are 0 to 3 and newborn, or like seasonal clothes, like the Valentine's Day and I don't know where it went, like her Christmas onesie, which is newborn anyway. And then some of these are 0 to 3, but they are bigger, like they're made bigger. And then some of these are 3 months, which she's just growing out of, because remember, she's quite small, but some 3 months don't fit her at all. So her actual ideal size is 3 to 6 months, but she is over there and awake, so she's hungry. So I'm gonna take a little break and feed her and then get back to it. Alright, so we got feeding, sleeping Mia here in her little swing thing. We got a cat on the changing table, looking out the window. He's actually really not allowed in here, but he just wants to look out the window, and he's 18, so I'm just gonna let him do what he wants. So now I'm gonna tackle that bottom drawer, and then her laundry basket, and then I'm gonna put everything back, like the way I said, just split them up, because the 0 to 3 months will be gone by the end of next month, I think. Okay, so here are some unmatched socks, which happens to babies too. And I kept a couple of these like receiving blankets. I put actually most of them in here, but I kept like 4 of them. And then this is just a security blanket that a friend of ours got for her, so I'm gonna keep that. And then this is her milestone mat blanket thing. And then here's another blanket that's just slightly thicker, but it's not so thick because we're just leaving the winter months. And the same thing with this one. It's warmer than those, but it's not as warm as some of the ones I put in the basket. And then here I have another onesie that's going, and then a towel like for her baths. This is a washcloth for her. And then burp cloths I'm keeping, obviously, because we use those. And then the Santa hat we actually got in the NICU, so it still fits her, I think, but I don't want to get rid of it. But I am going to put it in here for the next kid. And then this is one of her shoes, but I don't know where the other one is, so. Now I'm going to tackle her laundry basket, so wish me luck, because that's not even half the clothes that she has that I washed. The other half is in the laundry room, so I still need to sort through those. But I really wanted to get these drawers empty. I just don't want to worry about it like at the last minute right before we move. I just want to go ahead and separate her clothes. These are all the towels and washcloths, and then here are her swaddles that I'm obviously keeping, and then These are like her new clothes that I just bought for her, and then more unmatched socks. So that's kind of where we're at right now. I can't remember if I ever told you the story behind this blanket. The weekend before the scan that changed our lives, Dee and I actually went on to Etsy and we ordered her a bunch of things for her nursery, which you've already seen in her nursery tour. And one of the things that we ordered was this blanket, and I love this blanket. It was so expensive for this tiny blanket, but I knew that when she was born, this is the blanket that I wanted to bring her home with. And when we found out about her brain stuff and that they told us she wasn't gonna come home, I couldn't even look at this blanket. She was born and she was alive. I used to bring this with us to the NICU every single day. As you can see, we have a bigger pile of mess, but I am gonna put all this stuff away now. So I have put her smaller footed pajamas and just warmer clothes, and then some blankets in here, just simply because I just don't think we need that many anymore. She doesn't need this anymore, which was the thing that was in her car seat when we brought her home, because the actual headrest that came with the car seat would push her head forward and her oxygen would drop. Now I'm just gonna work on putting all this stuff away, and then I'll go grab the second round of clothes in a bit. Taking a venting break. I finally finished putting the clothes away and like separating all of her stuff like you saw. I just made another cup of double espresso with some French vanilla creamer. I wanted to update you before I sign off for the night about Mia's MRI results. So the neurologist actually called me and she told me that her ventricles, they look about the same, so there's nothing to worry about. And then also we should be receiving a call to schedule her EEG at some point this week, hopefully. And then also we need to set up an appointment to see the actual doctor sooner than later, just so she can check her head circumference and all that good stuff. But she did say like her skull shape and everything, it looks fine. Her like soft spot on the top is still open. It hasn't fused early or anything. So far so good. She really doesn't really see much difference between all the MRIs that they've taken since she's been born. But she hasn't had that big MRI since she's been born. It's really not necessary for them to do an MRI right now because nothing in her behavior has really changed. The thing that they're most concerned about are her seizures, which they can't tell you from an MRI. They can only tell you from an EEG. So that's what we're keeping on top of right now. So that is the update. So I finally got an update from the neurologist herself, which I was happy that she called. I appreciated that. But yeah, that's it, you guys. I think I'm gonna end the vlog here and just enjoy the rest of my night. I'm so tired and I don't really know why, because I got to sleep in a little bit. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to continue to follow Mia's journey, and I will see you in the next one.